This meeting is being live streamed. Got it.
There we go. I think we're on, Jackson.
Dude,
I think
we're
we got.
live.
I think all
We
the
did it.
technical issues are gone, dude.
Flawless
At
execution.
least I'm hoping so.
Yeah.
All right, there we go. What's up, everybody? It's Dave Drakes with the Collective Experience, and we are back for the first TCE live watch party of the season. I'm stoked. With me, I got the homeboy, the one and only Mr. Jackson E. If you guys have been part of the Moto Academy for any length of time, you've seen this guy's beautiful monk. You've seen him doing the promos. You've seen him riding, doing some cool stuff. And he's a major part of the crew. Jackson, what's up, dude? Thanks for joining us. I mean, you're new to the TCE family, man, but I feel like we've known each other for a long time.
Dave, it's a pleasure. This has truly been a collective experience tonight so far.
I love it, dude. I love it.
Yeah, just part of the old Moto Academy team. I'm going down in history so far as like the most hated podcast guest of all time.
Why is that?
Because I was excited. And I like to talk. And I thought like a podcast would be perfect for that kind of attitude. And people were like, dude, get this guy to shut up. Like, I swear to God, like you could have had Jeff Alessi and a laser pointer there, and I still would have been the one booted out of there.
Dude, so you're throwing it back to where people won't remember, dude. They don't know the whole Jeff Alessi like Lasergate thing. So you got to elaborate for us, man.
Well,
see, we're dated now, dude. We're like old heads. So
that's
like,
true. That's true. It's crazy that's old head, but yeah, no, it was a big misunderstanding. He was trying to help Villapoto on the starting line, and everybody thought he was trying to sabotage him.
Dude, that's so insane. Like the amount of controversy that's around like the whole Alessi camp. And I'm a huge Alessi fan. I talked to Mike here and there.
Oh, yeah.
Super nice guy. His dad.
Yeah, I met him at Straight Rhythm, and it's just like he's just another guy, but it's just, man, when things just follow one family, it's tough, you know?
I 100%. Unless he's not racing here, but he is racing arena cross. But back to the action that we're looking at right now. This is the first Triple Crown that we had of the season so far, Jackson. I almost forgot, like my picks were super late, and I'm hoping I didn't screw myself over. But the Triple Crown to me is a unique experience because we get a lot of, the major components of the main event. Back to back to back. We got 3 rounds of that. It's hard hitting action. Really, people are hanging it all out because you want to do like the best overall, obviously, to get that top step of the podium. Do you think we'll start out, pretty easy with this one, but do you think Triple Crowns are like the wave of the future? I know we've had them for a couple of years, but do you like them in general?
I love them for a viewing experience. I don't know. I can't speak for the racer side of things, but like as far as like every lap means so much. Yeah. Like there's no wash and like there's no on a normal broadcast, you have your heat race, and after you kind of get those guys from like 9th to 6th or 5th, it's like they might still push, but not really. It's like they've got their spot. We're gonna get to the main, we're gonna sit. But this, it's like, no, those laps count. So like, I love when like every lap counts. And but at the same time, I don't think a season full of them would be a good idea for anybody. I think for viewing, it might get boring. And I think the racers would get very sick of it.
I think so too. I think they're super sick. Again, from a spectator standpoint, just like yourself, I love them. The only thing that bums me out, and you'll probably agree with this, is the privateers don't get much love because normally there's a lot of guys that, wouldn't make the top 20, but they get some TV time. You see them in the LCQ, they can race for some cash. Triple Crowns, they can't really do that. It's literally the top 22 guys that you see for the entire broadcast. There's no LCQ, no privateers, duking it out in 10th or whatever. That's the only bad part, especially being a program that supports privateers. But as a fan of the sport, I think it's freaking rad. I'm excited to see what shakes up tonight. We just saw Jet take a 3rd, which did not think I would see Jet outside of the first place, podium spot in any event when the gate drops. But I'm really looking forward to this race. Walk me through the track a little bit, Jackson. Did you watch a little bit of the race day live to see some of the practices and stuff like that? Yeah,
I did. And I found there's a few sections that I really, just as a broad strokes statement to start this, I feel like, and I don't know how brand friendly with Supercross this is, but I do think that the whole World Supercross thing really pushed them to innovate the style of tracks that they were cramming into these stadiums.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if you feel the same way, but like this year, like Anaheim won with that split start, you know, and like really using every available inch of the floor that they have so that we don't end up with, you know, I mean, this week it's a bit shorter lap time, but like we're still pretty close to a minute.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like, you know, we're not too many years removed from like lap times in the 40s, you know?
100%, dude. I kind of agree with you. I was kind of skeptical about the whole super motocross thing. Like, it sounded kind of hoaxy to me, but I mean, you know, to the point you just made, I think it's starting to force them to really up their game with track configuration, just better race promoting, making it more exciting for us avid fans who are more newer to the sport. So I'm hoping it plays out to where, you know, we could get better racing, but also we don't tire these guys out from doing like a million different races. You know what I mean?
Of course. Yeah. But that's the trade-off, but like kind of the rule of thumb in any kind of industry is like competition is better for the consumer, you know? Definitely. And I feel like that's what we're getting this year out of Monster Energy Supercross, and you know, whether or not they had plans to make changes or improve it, I'm sure they're, you know, no one's sitting in a boardroom saying, how do we make it worse this year? But
for sure, yeah.
But if their hand is forced a little bit to say, okay, this is what we're up against now, we gotta be on top of our own stuff.
Yeah, for sure. I'm hoping that's what it is, right?
Yeah.
Everyone's trying to step it up. But no, I mean, the racing's better than ever. We've got so much talent in the 250, a ton of talent in the 450. We've got people bumping up like Colt Nichols, you know, Adam Cianciarulo's back. Just a lot of cool stuff happening, kind of the changing of the guard where Sexton's kind of like, you know, the talk of the town for a little while. So it can only go up from here, right? With the talent, you know, better tracks, better stuff like that. I think it's going to be super exciting.
Yeah. And even like, it's crazy. The guys that have had, like, it's weird to say a comeback. It like the whole sporting world in general is weird when you talk about who's old and who's young, when it's like, you know, Eli is the old head, and it's like, he's like, is he 30? He's 30, 31? Like, how old is he?
I think he's like 29, 30.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, you know, it's like he's, you know, an aged veteran of the sport. But it's like, also too, if you asked me after last year, like, where do you think Webb is going to finish next year? It's like, I don't know why you'd talk about it that much at all. But it's like, dude, he's back.
Oh, for sure. Well, most definitely. I'm kind of excited to like have a little bit of parity. And I know Eli's been trying to make this like a one rider series, right? Last couple of rounds. But I'm excited because I feel like it could be any one of these guys in the 450 class who could kind of take the win over the night. Like we saw Mookie last week had the fastest lap time. I mean, normally we don't have a, you know, Mookie or any kind of white bikes and the you know, top three, you know, for the most part. So that was super cool to see. I mean, Roxon's great on the Suzuki. I'm honestly, this guy gets inside the top 15. I'm pretty freaking impressed on that Suzuki. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No kidding.
So I mean, there's so much. Barsha's never, you know, a dude that's you can write off completely. I mean, he's always there. JA. I mean, there's so much parity to the sport right now, and I'm really excited for it. Looking at the track tonight, it's a little bit different than what we had for the first Anaheim season opener. Who do you think this track's gonna like play into the favor of? Do you think it's more of like a wide open, kind of crazy JA track? Is it more of like a technical, gnarly Justin Barsha track? Like, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I feel like last week was very much a web track. Like, it was a lot of like, once those ruts developed in that, like him being able to cut down in the inside like he used to like 2 years ago, you know, not so much last year, but like that was a web track. And that's why, you know, a little off topic, but if I'm Webb, I'm worried about this year that like that track was his track and Eli still walked him. But yeah, this one, it seems a lot more like the lanes are quite a bit longer. You have that big set of doubles in the middle where you jump the start straight twice, which I think is such a cool section. And I do feel like that might be kind of a make or break section a little bit, just because I've seen a couple guys OJ it pretty bad heading over the first one, just because it's like, it's not a normal rhythm or a double that you see on a Supercross track. And I saw a few guys over jump it, and I just feel like if you're not like timing that right and pushing through the next face, like any extra second, like having to correct and you know, come up short on the next one, it's going to be big. especially in these long lanes. So
I definitely
that's kind of what I see.
So this track reminds me, especially that section you just mentioned, it reminds me, I think it was Indy last year or the year before, because they had two big booters that kind of went over the start straight, if I'm remembering correctly. Yep. And a few riders, like, they ate it, like they went off the side. And I think it was A-Ray that had that issue, right?
Yeah. That's a good bet.
Yeah, exactly. A-Ray's gonna get sketchy. But I mean, you're absolutely right, because in that race, that was kind of a make or break section too. So a lot of guys were either casing it, a few guys OJ'd, and then a lot of them just kind of got wonky off the lip and wouldn't soak it up right. So yeah, it definitely played into a huge factor in the race. So you're 100% on point there. I'm just hoping that everyone stays on two and we can get some good bashing back and forth.
Like Jet went down. We were still figuring out the stream, but Jet just pushing his nose a little bit through that corner. Like, it just seemed like he was just asking a little too much about his bike, just because he got around Kitchen and he was making good time on Hampshire.
For sure.
And but I mean, to go down in a Triple Crown and still podium, I mean, come on, it's ridiculous.
Right? He's just super talented. Like, what is it? I mean, you're in the Moto Academy. AJ's constantly preaching about all the fundamentals that make a great racer, and you're super close to to top of the sport really right now with your job. What makes Jet so much different? Like, how is he so much faster than everybody else? He's still a kid, dude. He's still like a teenager.
Yeah, I think, like, I genuinely think it's just because he was taught to do it right from the start. Now all he has to worry about is going fast and himself. Like, he's not all of the little things, like, and you learn this talking to him, because it's frustrating. Like, you see him ride and you ask him, like, dude, how did you know to do that? How did you like what's going on in your head? And like 90% of the time, like, he can give you the technical breakdown, but if you're asking him specifically, like what went through your head when you went through that section, he's like, well, it's just kind of like what you do. And so it's like, I feel like the rest of the field, especially if anyone around his age, is like still worrying about the technique, is still worrying about like trying to make sure they're in the right spot and thinking so much. Like, that's all such muscle memory to him.
Yeah.
That all he has to worry about is just keeping it on two wheels and going fast.
No, I kind of agree with that, man. Honestly, I mean, he's also got swagger, so that's always like an extra 10 horsepower there. So that always works. If you guys are just tuning in, I'm joined by Jackson. He's one of the main contributors to the Moto Academy, all things two wheels with the whole AJ Catanzaro camp. We're breaking down this super cool A2 for you guys, this Triple Crown race. As always, guys, don't forget to check out our great sponsors who are linked below. This whole year is brought to you by FXR. Those guys are phenomenal. They're the only gear that I trust. It fits my fat ass and lasts me for a long time, so I know it'll do great for you guys. So
and they're Canadian.
And they're Canadian. So
let's
support Jackson's economy and continue to buy into to FXR. Those guys are phenomenal. The customer service is great. The threads that last you, like I said, they're super durable and they look the best. I absolutely love all of their stuff. You'll see me repping all of that for any Moto Academy track that I go to with these guys. And I'm really pumped on their support. So check those guys out. Grab our promo code below, as well as the guys at Flow Vision Racing. I'm super cheap and their goggles are so good. The value is insane. A pair of goggles last me so long. Their lenses are super durable, and I highly recommend you guys get yourself a pair and stay fleeky up there on the track. Use that promo code below. And again, support the Moto Academy. I mean, come on, let's put some money in Jackson's pocket. Support the Moto Academy. Continue to show these guys some support. Show up for the classes. Download the app. You can see some amazing tutorials and master classes on things like jumping, cornering for all different classes, all different types of riding. You also have a mechanics masterclass, and my favorite, which I think is Jackson's favorite, the TCE masterclass on how to promote yourself in the sport, take yourself to the next level, and have these same amazing results you have on the track, off the track with your career. Check it out. It's going to be super cool what they're doing this year, and I'm super pumped to be a part of it.
Let's do testimonials.
Yeah.
Let's go. My first event this year, this last year, and the first event with the Moto Academy, and like genuinely my first event as like an employee or someone like trying to, like an industry person, if you will, was Straight Rhythm. And dude, like that was my first go at it. And I was just up all night the night before watching the TCE masterclass on how to handle these industry situations. And it worked great. It worked great.
I love that, man. That's excellent. I mean, that's what it's here for, right? All the stuff that we learn, myself, all the other top industry leaders that are, you know, way ahead of myself and where I aspire to be one day. We really take a lot of their teachings, all of the experience, all of the knowledge that you know we gain from those guys, and kind of apply that into one easily digestible masterclass for you guys. So definitely check that out. Jackson, where can people kind of like go to see more of you? Because I know, again, you're fairly new to the Moto Academy, but we're going to be seeing a lot more of your influence on things when that whole thing kind of, you know, shakes out for the rest of the year. So where can people hunt you down, see you in action, follow you?
Yeah, you can see me sprinkled in a few Moto Academy podcasts and videos here and there. We got 450 race 1 kicking off right now. Looks like a white bike out front. Oh yeah, there he goes. There goes Chase.
There's Sexton.
I think Kenny's going to be deadly tonight just because he's been starting really good. And I think depending on who's around him, yeah, it's tough with Kenny. Like Cianciarulo, I don't see Kenny having a problem with battling because he's battled with him for so long. Like they were always test track partners in that, so he never gets scared. Same with Chase. Like he never really gets nervous around him.
Yeah.
And I don't see Barsha anywhere in sight. So Kenny should be good.
I hope so. And another thing that Kenny might be, you know, kind of liking or being favored by tonight is they're only 10-minute mains. Like it's not like a full, 20-minute, 25-minute deal. This is almost like a quick sprint for these guys. Yeah. And that's kind of like Kenny's forte. The guy can get out front, get a really good start, and just sprint away from everybody else. This could be something that really favors him. And I'm hoping that he feels right at home on that Suzuki the way that he did in the Honda. So, I mean, it could be a lethal combination tonight for him.
Yeah. Back to, just support the Moto Academy. I'm in there. We got, my background with it was a couple years ago, 2 years ago now. I actually, when AJ launched the app, for Moto Academy, I was the one of the first giveaway winners. Like he flew me out to his house, and
I remember that. Yeah, with the
so that's how I met the team, and that's when I first linked up with them, and we hit it off. We made I had some pretty funny ideas for videos in that, so we used some of them, and I just kept their numbers and kept in touch, and didn't let them forget about me. You know, I didn't bug them. But I just, every once in a while, if something's applicable, I'd follow up.
Cultivated a relationship.
Yeah. That's smart. Just followed up. I didn't let him forget about me. And then when AJ was booking his world tour last year, I did the groundwork of putting together a proposal to get him up here to Alberta. And So we got him up here, took him to Calgary, took him to Banff for the weekend, just kind of played host and just had a good time. We went golfing and got to do a bit of riding. And we just hit it off and talk more ideas. He asked if I had any good ideas for the brand and that, what they should be doing. And he was very kind to listen. And after that, it was like, hey, do you want to come to Straight Rhythm? And do you want to help me out with some social media stuff? And now that's my gig.
That's so sick. What's the best thing and most frustrating thing about working with AJ Catanzaro?
Okay. All right. Let's go. The best thing, I mean, we can talk about a few things, like just the few experiences I've already had, like getting to go to Straight Rhythm. And that was such a crazy, like, first experience for me because, Barsha's down.
Remounted. Come on.
Bam. There's a lot of gear talk tonight. I love the Gas Troy Lee gear tonight.
It's fire.
Yeah, it looks fantastic.
So that and the Antisocial Social Club,
of course,
collab. Oh my gosh, dude, Jet is just looking rippy in that stuff.
Yeah. Can we talk about a beef I have with Alpine Stars quick?
Let's go, dude. We can air everything out.
Alpine Stars, their factory or just sponsored riders gear. Oh, and I'm not even talking about like the limit, like the Antisocial Social Club stuff. Oh, what do you do? Just tuck the front. It always looks just their store-bought gear that has it always looks fantastic on their sponsored riders because the rest of it is like filled in with sponsors and that. But if you go on the website and you look up like any of the kits that Tomac and Anderson wore last year and just go to, it looks so boring and like plain Jane.
Yes, I 100% agree. And you know who else was like that? You might remember this from back in the day, the Shift stuff. Like if you wore Shift, there was a couple cool designs, but it never looked as good as like when FC Honda, like Trey Kennard was on that team. It never looked as clean as that stuff. And it was because of the race logo. So I'm glad you brought it up because that sometimes can like really, kind of crisp your biscuits a little bit.
Yeah. And that's like for example, like, shameless plug, but FXR, like with that bold, like it needs no extra logos on it. And you look factory as all get out.
Yes. And it fits, which is super nice. Yeah. It's pretty true to size. But no, I mean the gear tonight, I think everybody's showing out. Even AC stuff is a little freaky, so definitely love seeing that stuff. But look at AC, dude. He's spending off.
Yeah, he's hanging it out.
He's feeling good, man. That's pretty rad. Where do you think AC would be in his career if he did not have those injuries? Do you think he would be like a great like Tomac, or do you think he'd be just pretty solid?
It's hard to say because I just think of the guys that he would have been up against in his tenure, and the guys that won even when AC was hurt. I still think they would have won. Like I don't think he could mentally go toe to toe with Webb. I don't think he could hold off like a bulldogging Tomac when he's on. And I don't think, man, I mean, how long has AC been in the 450s? It's been a while.
It's been a minute. It seems like time went by super fast. Because I remember when he was like just moving up, but he's been in it for a quick second. Yeah.
So 2017, we're going to get real inside baseball on this because I like talking to other nerds. So this is great.
Yeah, I'm all about this.
I mean, we're talking like mid 2000s shift here, so let's get into it. Let's go. But okay, so 2017 Vegas was when Osborne took out Savacci.
Correct.
Was that AC's last go in the 250?
No, I think
he do one more.
I think he did one more because he was the year where just Ferrandis ran away with everything. It was Ferrandis' show, and then he threw it away at the last round.
Okay.
Yeah, and had the big bars and everything. But then I think he ended up rebounding that following outdoor season, which 19,
so 2019 would have been his first.
I think 2019
450.
Maybe it was 2020 that was his first 450. Man,
yeah, I think of who won. Moving. I just think of who won those years, and I don't see like AC's been great, especially outdoors.
Yeah, for sure.
But I don't think he could have held those guys off.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you. And nothing against you and I are both AC fans. We love seeing the guy ride,
dude. But, like no one wishes ill on that guy.
No, dude. We all want to see him. All these guys succeed. We're all freaking nerds for all these guys. But yeah, I mean, I think talent. I agree. Talent was a little too steep for AC to really do some damage. But I mean, who knows? I mean, the guy's getting more mature. He's starting to learn from his mistakes. I feel like over the last couple of seasons, he's starting to gel well with that Cowie, which hasn't really changed much. Next year, we'll see a big revamp with the 450. But I think he's used to the chassis, he's used to the settings. He could have a pretty lethal outdoors, man. I mean, I'm not saying stamp it, but it could be in the horizon.
No, because like even last year, like he was it last year? Or was he out last year?
He was.
I just remember one of the first rounds of the last 2 years. Like he was gone at Fox Raceway to start the year.
That's what I was thinking about. Yeah. He was just super solid. Let's see, Jason in the chat, and guys, don't forget to hit up the chat. Ask us your questions. We got Jackson here, who's a wealth of knowledge. He can kind of walk you through all things moto. Myself, my first time watching the sport. I don't really know too much. But Jason O'Connell, local rep. Love you, Jason. What's up, buddy? He's saying the gear's different because the pros wear something that's really completely different. Like their setup, like if you were to buy the gear tonight from Jet Lawrence, what we would get would be almost like a different cut, kind of a different scheme almost. Yeah. And Jason knows gear, man. He's one of the reps that I go to for a lot of things. So if he's saying so. But it would be nice if they had a cut that could make the average guys look as cool as the dudes on the track. You know what I mean?
But like to that, like some brands do get you closer as far as just visuals.
Yes.
Like you get closer. I feel like with a Thor, with an O'Neill FXR, like you get a little closer. But I find with the Alpine Stars, like just without those race logos, there's a lot of empty space.
Yeah, and I'm gonna sound like a fat guy. Oh, he almost
see, there's that section.
Yeah.
See, to get the pass, he goes inside, and he was not. That was man. If he was on the 22 450, I don't think he's getting.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. That could be close.
The front fender would have been too big, too much drag.
Oh man, but like I was saying, like I'm gonna sound like a fat ass, but dude, I've tried on the A-Star stuff, and like I know I'm like a solid, like 34 in pants.
Yeah.
I have to order like a 40 if I want to wear Alpine Star stuff. It's made for tiny Italian dudes. It ain't made for my fat ass. So
see, an FXR, we got to get through these long winters. It's -20 right now. That's Celsius.
Dude, their winter line is phenomenal. Just the
so you know alone. What we need a good meal to get us through the winter. So the 34 is going to fit you because they're it's your average human.
They know what's up, man. They know what's up.
It's not some dude living off prosciuttos and naps.
Love it, man.
It's really interesting. Like Anderson went inside before that jump over the start straight too, and like what we were talking about, I feel like that's a big section as far as making up time, because if they go inside, they can't push through the face. They kind of have to airmail it to make it over that double.
Correct. Yep.
And I think that's so, do you go inside, try to go for the pass, but then you're spending that extra fraction of time in the air? It's going to be interesting.
It's going to have to be like who you're trying to pass, because there's some guys, and I'll use Jason Anderson as an example. Like, dude, his corner speed is outrageous. Like, you really got to cut this guy off in a corner if you're trying to block him. If JH wants to go outside, really rut and kind of take off on you, you're really going to have to work some magic, man, because cutting it on the inside may not be enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, geez. Yeah, that section is gnarly. I don't think I would jump that. There's like one or two jumps on a Supercross track where I'm like, you know what? I think I'd hit this. That ain't one of them.
That's actually a video that I suggested to the team moving forward. That's kind of part of my job, is just like trying to come up with fun content ideas for the YouTube and that. But so I for like my level riding, like I'd say I'm Canadian B.
Gotcha.
And which is like American Fast C, maybe, like I've rid some tracks in the States now, and I usually I'll go out with the C practice to get acquainted with it.
Yeah.
But pretty quickly I need to bump up to a faster bike.
Gotcha.
Another member of the Moto Academy, the other coach in the app there, James Manny.
Oh, dude, such a good rider. James,
dude, such a fantastic rider, like so technically sound. Yeah. He's hit, so I've never hit any real Supercross obstacles. We have like a little arena cross track at our local spot, but it's pretty tamed down. It's a lot of fun, but it's pretty tame. And so we want to do a video where I get 100 laps of practice at the Supercross track, my first time on a real Supercross track, and then James gets 2, and who can turn the best lap time, because James is a pro. James has hit some Supercross obstacles before, but he hasn't actually hit a Supercross pad. So we want to do some lap time battles where, I get a lot of time and see how low I can get my time, and he gets like one quick run at it.
Dude, that's hilarious. Dude, next time you guys do a video, let me know. I want to join on the fun, man. You guys have dirt bikes, man.
That's the one thing that we've been working on, and it's kind of, I joined it right the wrong time, because I feel like last year, like AJ's really taken the racing seriously this year.
Yeah.
And every day another East Coast rider is pronounced dead, so even more so.
Oof, tell me about it. We got some banging, dude. We got Jay going to the web. Did you see what happened last week?
Yeah.
The whole drama on Twitter or whatever.
Yeah.
Dude, I wonder what people are going to say, man, with that one.
Damn. Oh, last lap too.
Oh, See, that's exciting racing right there, man.
Yeah, dude,
And it's
going
weird 'cause
inside on web.
just tapped him too, which like,
Yeah, there's that KTM cut down.
oh,
Oh man.
oh, he got his leg. That pushed his
Yeah.
leg back a little bit. Oh man.
Woo. Spicy. Spicy, spicy.
They ain't afraid this year, dude. They're starting to talk to Weston Pike a little bit, dude. They're getting brawlic out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I like it.
That's rad. That's rad. I dig it. Definitely dig it.
Yeah. So last year it would have been, I feel like a more pertinent time to just be like, hey, let's fly here and shoot a video. He would have been like, yeah. But now he's putting in 3-4 days at the dog pound every week.
Yeah.
So the brain space available to like, entertain, like, hey, spend a bunch of money so we can make a fun video is like, no, I'm raving.
Yeah. No, I definitely can see that, man. He's looking like he's tired in the evenings now and like putting in hard. I haven't seen AJ train like this since, dude, 12, 13, something like that. Like it's been, yeah, right. Because whenever he was on the Honda, I can't remember which team he was on, but dude, he was putting some serious hours. And yeah, the kid's definitely getting after it.
So I'm your followers might know or must know, but like I don't really know your connection with AJ. Like when did that start? Like do you guys go back to the sandbox or what's going on?
No, so AJ and I grew up together. So we're both born and raised Connecticut. Our dads were buddies, both named Tony. And dude, our dads, and like this, dude. Like my dad loves AJ. AJ's dad loves me. I swear we were like switched at birth. And his dad's no, trust me, dude. AJ's dad gets dark in the summer, so you'd be surprised. But yeah, so we grew up racing together as buddies. Of course, AJ was always like 8 gears faster. But yeah, we just grew up together. AJ went pro, I went to college, and yeah, we just stayed buddies. So when I did the whole collective experience deal, AJ was the first guy I called, and we kind of rolled it out together. And he was the first rider I had in the program. So from there, dude, I've just been supporting the collectives, helping to support AJ, and him, vice versa, helping support the program and just doing some cool stuff together, cool collabs over the years, and it's been super fun.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, we've been great friends since, dude, like 9-10 years old, pretty much. So yeah, no matter how much I try to get away from the kid, he pulls me back in.
It's cool. It's cool with such a like the attitude of action sports in general, but especially something as niche as like motocross racing. It's so like inspiring and cool to see like two guys make careers out of it that like before you guys and like maybe a couple other companies, like the guys who make careers out of it, everybody in the sport knows their name and they're winning championships and they're stacking prize winnings and that. But it's like to see you guys like not do that and still be able to make it your life is so cool.
No, for sure, man. I'm super grateful for the opportunity to be able to do the collective, have the support that it's had, have the impact that it's had, starting careers, getting people behind the scenes, supporting privateers, just making this sport more of a outreach for people who didn't think that the sport was for them or that they could have a career in the sport. It's been awesome, man. And AJ bringing the sport to a whole new level with people wanting to be more safe, more fast, more effective, have more fun on their bikes, do it in a more accessible way because of the app. I mean, it's phenomenal, man. And I'm happy that we're trying to usher in this like new regime of moto and making it better for everybody, bringing it into like the new age stuff. So I'm pretty stoked,
especially like what you do with all the privateer work, because it's just like every other sport, like it's hard. Like we don't have as much respect as far as like best of the rest.
Yeah.
And it's like you guys showcasing those people, like AJ making them trainers, showing them like, no, these guys are legit, like it's not that we don't know that, but like, I don't know. There's just, that's always a thing in sports. It's like, you talk about the top 5 people and the rest, it's kind of like, oh, they're trash, man.
Yeah.
It's just like, no, they're not. Like, and so that's one thing that I love about your program, especially is just like showcasing those privateers that like you might not hear their name on a broadcast, but geez, like these guys are unbelievable at what they do.
Oh, most definitely, man. It's been super fun just to see like the guys that are, in the back 40, no one comes over. Just seeing them super grateful when we bring them like new fans or new interns to hang out with them for the day, get this really cool, in-depth VIP experience that lasts longer than the day. They're making, connections with these riders, and they're so grateful just to have like the support and people who like, are like, hey, saying their name around the pits and stuff. It's really cool to have that impact, man. So I'm hoping we can continue on. We can get more people on, and just make it much, much bigger, much broader.
Yeah, no, that's for sure.
I'm looking
That's
forward
awesome.
to I'm looking forward to seeing you at more freaking races, dude. And I want to see you
dude.
get at the podcast, dude.
We'll
fly down and we'll hop on the pod and just like we'll just crash.
Oh, take it over. That's what's funny. It's like most of the other like personalities in the Moto Academy are pretty reserved as far as like, like they're very nice. They're very pleasant to be around. But as far as like interjecting and like, just making their presence known, they don't hit that radar very hard. And like, I grew up in a very loud, sarcastic family. I've been doing stand-up comedy for the last like 5-6 years now.
Do you really?
Yeah.
And really, dude, Jackson, I am the biggest stand-up. I'm like a student of stand-up, dude.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah. That's phenomenal. I will literally fly out just to see one of your gigs, dude. Let's go.
But like, so once you kind of break that barrier of like, okay, I'm going to put myself in front of a group of people that don't know me. I got to get them on my side as soon as I can. And then not just that, but like actually serve a purpose of like, not only do they have to like not agree with me, but like they have to get on my side and listen to me, but then like to try to then make them laugh. So like once you like kind of go through that, it's like no situation or like interpersonal relationship is scary. So I don't have a hard time one-on-one with people, like making my opinion heard or known. And that can come across as brash, but like, for me, it's like, that's like you take Sexton and put him on a pit bike and he's like, this is easy. I do this on a 450.
I was just gonna equate that to like that's kind of like you hucking like a triple and then going to do like the Pee-wee track and being like, oh dude, I've seen way worse than this. I can handle this all day, And,
exactly. So it's like when you're used to doing, like 40 to a couple hundred people and like making them on your side, to then being like meeting someone one-on-one, it's like, what's up? It's so easy. It's easy to get in. So that's like I'm a big like student fan of comedy and that. And so that's kind of what's helped me like link up and make an impression with AJ and the team. And that is like, I'm never short of an idea to make something to punch it up a bit,
Dude, I freaking love that. I have one skit coming for one of the podcasts, and dude, I got just like fucking $300 with like just fake gold chains, and we're gonna have a freaking blast with it, dude. I'll text it to you, dude. It's gonna be super funny.
Yes, please.
Super funny. But it's awesome that you're having fun with the Moto Academy. And again, I know you're relatively new to the Moto Academy, but I think it's because of your personality is so inviting and so warm that I feel like you've been part of it for like 3 years, dude. You know what I mean? Like I feel like you've had it for so long.
Yeah, the joke I made with AJ, because we've talked about that too, or more Cam especially, because me and Cam are very polar opposites. And it's funny, he actually reminds me a ton of my little brother, who's like a similar age as Cam. And just, very reserved, very like, he's very much like water, just wherever the group's going, he's along for the ride and not too exerting of himself. And Cam, like me and him will get into situations and he'll just be like, how did you just do that? Like, how did you just say that to them? And it's nothing out of the ordinary, but it's just making your presence heard and known. Yes. And like the first time me and Cam, the very first event that I ever did, Cam's been a part of the Moto Academy for a couple years. Yeah. And the very first event I did, I talked my way into a Red Bull media pass, which Cam has been trying to get a media pass since he started with AJ. And so the first time I was with him and like we had help on the back end, but as far as just like making connections and like, you know, you make yourself heard, you make them remember your name a little bit, and then you give them a quick, I don't know, I find like something that's not about what we're there to do, like, you know, so that give their mind a break, and then you leave. You don't, you know, bug them and stuff and just walk away. And, you know, we got media passes. The night of Straight Rhythm after I had I'm a huge fan of Weege. And ran into him a few times during Straight Rhythm. Once at the hotel where we had to pick up our media passes. And I just made a quick, like, I was like, I got to make just like a quick in and out. I just said hi. And the month before or 2 months earlier, we were both actually in Disney World at the same time. He was there with his family. I was there with my family.
Wow.
And so I told him that because I'd seen like Mathis tweet about it on Twitter or something. And so I just said to Weege quick, I was just like, hey man, like we were at Disney World at the same time. My daughter was looking for princesses. I was looking for Weege. And I was just like, just wanted to say what's up. And then I left, and he was kind of like, he kind of wanted to talk a little bit, but I was just like, no, it's okay. I don't want to take your time. Got out of there. And then like just 2 or 3, you know, instances like that throughout the day. And then at the end of the day of Straight Rhythm, he's walking through doing the Weege show. Everybody knows he's holding his, you know, his little GoPro 5. And walking through the pits, and he came over and talked to me. And that night, Cam's mom texted Cam while we were all at supper. He's like, Jackson's on the Weege show. You've never been on the Weege show. And Cam is so mad at me. And he's like, this is your first one. That's not how it's supposed to work. And it's just like, hey man, it's called the TCE method. Maybe
there we go, bro. Jackson, 100%. Literally everything you said, I'm like, yep, that's check 1. That's check 2. Literally, dude. It's like all the things that I think in like the corporate world, it's like just proper networking, elevator pitching, cultivating that initial reaction that's authentic, but not too cheesy, but not too boring. Like, dude, you somehow intuitively you can like check all those boxes. So
yeah, it was the big one was thank you. The big one was at our Tampa class. In Tampa this last November, we had Jet and Hunter for a day to do like the whole live class, and there was like 100 students throughout the day, and a big deal. And that was my first time just this last November meeting those two. And I was very excited. Like it was unbelievable for me. And I remembered it was from an episode of Flight Plan a few years ago. Their dad was talking about what he did for work back in Australia. I don't know if you know this, but he did stucco for work. Hey, so like, exterior masonry. I'm in my family. I'm 4th generation doing stucco as a career. So the fact that he said that, and like not even a lot of people call it stucco, like they'll just, you know, oh, you do siding or something like that. But it's like he said stucco, and I was like, I'm logging that away in my brain, and I'm going to use it when applicable. And so this is like, you know, a year and a half later, I find myself in this situation where we're at this live class with Jet and Hunter. And I want to make an impression. I'm a big golfer. I know they're golfers, and like you know, but I don't want to run up and be like, "My name's Jackson. I'm a big fan. And I want to go golfing with you," and scare them, you know. And so I just waited. I was just like, I'll just chill. I introduced myself, and then I just chilled all day. And then we had a physical therapist there. He's also in the app, actually, and Dr. Greg. He's in the Moto Academy app. He was like, I want to come set up a table, work on you guys for free for the day. I was like, oh, you know, we were all over that. So I waited till lunch. I waited to take my turn until like Hunter and Jet were sitting in the tent, like close. And the guy was like, so what do you want to work on? I was like, my shoulders are always pretty tight. I do stucco for a living. And Hunter just about broke his neck. He was like, you what? And he was so excited. And so I was just like, oh. And he was like, my dad, I did it when I was a kid. And I was like, oh, no way. It's just like funny
coincidence, huh?
It's crazy. So I just kind of like backdoored in there. So long story short with that, I was like, yeah, it's great. You know, I get to take the winters off and I get to golf as much as I want in the summer. He's like, dude, you golf? He's like, what are you doing tomorrow? Are you still here? I was like, yeah, I'm still here. He's like, let's go golfing. Cam didn't talk to me for 3 weeks.
Oh, dude.
He was like, I took up golfing just on the off chance I'd be able to get to play with those guys. And in the first time you met them, you got to go golfing with them.
Dude, so that's so funny.
Yeah,
I mean,
TCE, man. TCE.
Dude, that's how we do it, dude. That's how we get you in. I first met them when they did a class at Spider MX. And you know, I've got no problem talking to people. That's part of my job, right?
Yeah.
I'm talking to people, running departments all freaking day. And yeah, met them, super organic, super nice guys. Same thing you did. Didn't like bug them all day. Just, you know, saw them in passing, made a couple of jokes with them, just hit it off, you know. And at the end, we're like, hey, why don't we just do a like a contest? Like, Jet, you pick a kid, I pick a kid. We'll keep it fun, and we'll make a gentleman's bet on whose kid eats like the most donuts or something, you know, kind of on brand for him. And it keeps it fun, dude. He was so into it. He got so competitive. And at the end, he or you know, halfway through, he kind of cheated. He told his kid, he's like, hey, I'll give you a jersey if you win. And dude, I can't compete with the Jet Lawrence. What am I gonna get this kid? 10 grand? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't have anything equivalent, right? So the kid just, dude, I don't think he even breathed. Like, he just thought, like, was punching him down his throat for that jersey.
And that kid's in school now, injecting insulin. He's
dude,
like,
right.
Like, you got type 2, and he's like, yeah, but I got this sick jersey.
Dude, it wasn't even close, man. Shout out to my kid. He did pretty solid. But dude, I lost the bet. I had to have Jet's face on custom gear, on my bike, on my helmet, all over the seat. Dude, it was the most embarrassing thing. It cost me like $3,000. I had to, like, dude, it was a whole freaking, and he knew this too, dude. He was laughing his butt off, dude. But
and especially because it's like you know, back to the age thing. It's like he's such a legend already in the sport, and it's like, dude, he's like a child. So it's so funny to be like a grown-ass man having a child's face on.
And you know what's
gear.
So that was the first time I realized that Jet Lawrence is a superstar. I was living in Wisconsin then, rural, like, you know, area for this track we rode at, and we did a shoot there to like show off the bike and stuff. On the way home, there was like two girls in a truck. They literally were honking and blowing, like, you know, blowing their horn, waving. Like, literally pushed us off the highway to stop us, and was telling us about how much of a Jet fan they are. Is that Jet's bike? What we're doing with his number. I was like, Jesus, dude, like, we're all the way out in the sticks, and like, this, you know what I mean? It was crazy. So after that point, I was like, yeah, okay, Jet's kind of a big deal, man.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, and it's sad that, like, for us, you know, like, we have the utmost appreciation for our sport, but it's like, it's just sad that it's still like, you ask people and they're like, Pastrana, is that a thing? And of course, right. But it's like, since then, it's like,
it's you know, evolved. Yeah, it's wild, man. But I mean, if we continue,
you should do a sponsor plug quick. I'm gonna run and use the bathroom quick.
Yeah.
It's a good break. Sorry.
No worries. No worries. So Jackson giving us a cool segue there. Guys, I want to remind you that not only can you do some cool stuff with us on these TCE watch parties, throwing in your questions, doing giveaways, saving with their promo codes. You guys can join us at the races with the TCE Moto Internship Program. You guys come behind the scenes with us. We help you get hooked up with the career in the sport, from things like mechanic support, social media creation, content creation, videography, team management, and so much more. We get you behind the scenes, working hands-on with top teams over, I want to say 3, 4, 5, 6 dozen interns in the past have gone on to do amazing things in the sport, working with top riders like AP and AC, Firepower, Honda, so much more, training riders, working with them on mental coaching, the whole deal. It's been phenomenal, and I'm so stoked that we're able to do this. So guys, check out TCE. Check us out at thecollectedxp.com. Sign up for our Moto Internship Program. The price just dropped. Plus, if you guys DM me, send me a message on social media at thecollectedex, we can throw you an extra promo code to save even more. And you can even bring friends and family for the same promo code entry price so that you can enjoy the day along with your friends and family. Thecollectedxp.com. Sign up today. Spots are going super fast. We've been revolutionizing the sport, and we want to continue to keep doing that. So check us out, as well as on the Moto Academy app. Jackson's back, so now I can stop jibber jabbing so much.
If you, this is a special promo. If you can send Dave Drake's a GIF of Haley Williams that he hasn't seen, extra 10% off.
Extra 10. That's very rare, dude.
Yeah.
Very rare. I love that you know, like, I love that you know that about me, man. Like, I am the biggest Haley Williams. I have her tattooed on my arm, dude. Like, she is the best thing in the world to me.
How old are you?
32.
32. Okay, so I'm 29. I'll be 30 this year.
Gotcha.
And yeah, like
I just turned 32.
That the final riot was like my high school, like just misery business all year.
I'm telling you, that is, yes, exactly. Yeah, we're around the same age, so yeah, it's kind of like the same era. But dude, like, I went to one of her concerts this year, and I'm telling, like, my girlfriend got me a ticket, and I was like, I love you to death. Thank you for this ticket. But if that girl looks at me in the eyes, yeah, like, it's
you
over
just punched your own ticket.
Dude,
out of that is
essentially, I'm like, we're selling the house. I'm moving in with her. Love you, but dude, you know, no hard feelings.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, she's absolutely phenomenal live, man. The best band. If anyone wants to get in good with me, Paramore. Anything Paramore, talking about Paramore, listening to Paramore music, it's over, dude. We'll be like this.
Yeah, that's
so
yeah, I played like music there most of my life there, and that was like, I knew that album back to front on guitar and drums. And like, I went to a rural hick ass high school that like no one did. It was like cowboy boots and Iron Maiden shirts, and I was just like in my feelings about everything. And yeah, it was a lot.
Dude, AJ probably has some pictures of me when I went through my emo phase in high school. Dude,
oh yeah,
it's bad.
Yeah.
It's bad. But I was never moody. I was like upbeat, just like super into emo and dirt bikes. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it was super weird, man. We all go through our phases, right? I mean, what's like the phase now for kids? Like, what's like the new like?
Dude, I don't know. And you know what? This is actually a topic that I've like wanted to talk about with somebody, but like, I don't know, because it's like, we had that as like that whole era of music, like the whole My Chemical Romance, like sad mall scene boy. But it was like, it was a good outlet for like emotions in that.
Correct.
Or I see it as that way.
Yeah.
But like, I've got little brothers. My youngest brother is 16.
Gotcha.
And
mine's 17.
Yeah, and it's like they listen to like The Weeknd and like
I
guess like Juice World and like that, like the SoundCloud emo rap is their mall scene of today, but it doesn't have that raw.
It doesn't hit the same
emotion. Yeah,
it doesn't, dude. Yeah, I don't know. God bless them, man. I think we grew up in the better era. Does that make it sound like a bunch of
I think we just officially punched our we're officially old heads now. We're talking about Jeff Alessi and how the MyChem era was better.
Dude, what's so crazy? People don't even know that name Alessi. You know what's even sadder? So every year for the races, we'll do like hospitality at AJ's camp, and I do like a trivia with the kids, right? Or whoever wants to do it.
Yeah.
If they get it right, we give them like some swag, some cool promo stuff. It's pretty fun. And we were like, all right, well, who was the youngest rider to ever win a 250 race? And of course, it's James Stewart.
Yeah.
Nobody knew. They're like, oh, I've never heard it. Isn't it like Dungy? I'm like, no. Like, think like farther back, like one of the greatest of all time to do it. Oh, okay, Jet Lawrence. Like, no, come on, dude. Like, Jet is great, but like, I'm talking about one of the all time, you know what I mean? And dude, nobody got it. You could literally see a tear in AJ's eye well up. He's like, oh God, dude, the disrespect. You're so old.
Yeah. We had a question on a podcast that I was on, because everybody always talks about the Rushmore, what's your top 5, but I want to know, like, for you, what's your underrated favorite? Like, what's your B-side rider that's like, you know what, he doesn't have the hardware that everybody else has, but he's got your heart?
Oh man. So I've got a couple riders for that list. The first one that comes to mind is Austin Stroop. Okay, dude, it's going back a while.
No, that's a good answer though.
Dude, I was such a fan of his when he raced Loretta's in like 05, 06. that was one of the best eras for amateur racing. You had Osborne, Dungey, Matt Lemoyne, Stroop, all battling on 125s, and they didn't get deeper than that for amateurs.
Yeah.
And when he went pro, he rode with such a flair. It almost like reminded me of like a little bit of Stu when he first hit the scene, where he's just all over the bike, not really afraid to mix it up with the big boys, was leading some races. And dude, he just blew me away. And again, he didn't have the hardware, but his style, his mentality, tenacity, it just, dude, it drew me in. So definitely him. Mike LaRocco comes to mind too. I've always been a LaRocco fan. He's kind of a sleeper. When it came to what his golden era of like the early 2000s. But dude, loved watching him ride.
He was relevant in so many eras. Which is cool. Like he was there for a while and like was still mixing it up for like top fives and that towards the end. Like that's
for sure, man. I mean, I could literally go on and on. My Rushmore for sure. Like my top, if I had to do my top three, absolutely love Stu. I mean, what he did for the sport, dude, it just nothing comes close. Obviously, I have to pick Ricky second, dude, for just the man works so freaking hard. It's
and for
unreal.
the way that the same respect is given to like someone like Michael Jordan, as far as like, they were the greatest, but they changed how the sport was played, and that's what Ricky did
for sure. And then third, I have to give it to Dungey. I love Dungey. The dude is just like so solid.
Yeah, it's funny. Like I am not going to kiss ass. I never liked him in the eras when he was winning because the racing to me was boring, because it was like I don't know. It just felt like he had amazing ride. Obviously, he's amazing, and I could never. He's down again.
Did Jet go down?
Jet's down again.
No. Oh, dude.
This time we got that's a weird section to fall, because like, how did he know where to go? The track is laid out so weird.
Do you think we got the same problem that some of the other fast guys have? Like they set their front end up so rigid and so stiff because they're so much faster that they have a hard time pushing the front.
I'm gonna give the people in your live stream the inside info, but AJ rode Hunter's bike, and he said he couldn't believe how soft the forks were.
Really?
Yeah. So I didn't say that, and you didn't hear it from me. Gotcha. Okay. So Jet's okay, dude. Nicoletti's up front.
Oh, really, dude? McAdoo's having a freaking day, huh?
Okay, but like as far as PC goes, I'd say he's like, he must feel invincible. He's still not breathing out of a feeding tube. Dude, Nicoletti's in first place.
I know. So Jason's on the chat. Jason O'Connell saying "Filthy Phil." Hell yeah. Yeah, dude. I know Jason's probably up in his freaking house right now, just like going crazy. But
Jet chopped Hampshire's wheel off the start.
Yeah, good lord, that was a little aggressive, man.
Yeah.
Well, RJ came through pretty quickly though.
That's weird.
Yeah, and then what did Jet do? Did he just push the front going into that section?
It looks like he just got ran right off. I don't know what happened.
Oh, did RJ retaliate or something?
No, because he was a couple spots behind him. But I tell you what, when Lawrence gets to Hampshire, because he's going to, that's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got like Jets has a full shortened main.
Yeah.
It's crazy that like for the 450s, the Triple Crown mains are quite a bit less time, but for the 250s, it's not as much.
Yeah, man. Yeah. This is absolutely wild. So now we got Volta between a Star Racing Yamaha sandwich, and looking like he's handling his own. One thing about Max Volan is the guy's got obvious talent, right? He's got great finesse in the bike. I think he's got good fundamentals. Like, why do you think he hasn't had the big break yet? Because everyone's touting him as like the next best.
So I think it's easy to say mentality, but the reason that I have to back that up is like he's the only factory guy that has a team built for him. Like he's the only factory KTM 250. Like they don't have a 250 program. So like that's a lot of. Oh, Hampshire's pulled off. Or is he still circulating?
God, no.
Oh, his front plate's gone.
Oh,
so yeah,
come
like I don't
on.
know, like because I don't see anything when I watch him ride that tells me that, like, you know, why he's making mistakes. It's just young mistakes. But like I think I can't imagine that pressure. Dude, what does Phil have on his bike? Do you see the, like, is that just the shine?
I hope
neon.
Dude, he's got glow
Oh,
sticks.
Pierce Brown.
Is it one of those flashlights or
Dude, Phil's like blinged out.
Dude, is Brown down again?
Brown's down.
Oh my gosh.
Kit still looks fire.
Wild. Jason saying a privateer team winning a main event. That is for sure epic. I mean, I don't really count club as a privateer team, though. I mean, the support.
Yeah, they're about as close to factory as you can get without being factory.
Yeah,
but it's still
like,
cool.
Yeah. That kind of reminds me of like the Rock River Man Loop team. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Those two guys in the same breath. You guys have both won races. Like, yeah, it ain't full privateer.
Dude, if Volan gets anywhere near Phil will kill him. Oh, geez.
Phil wants this win. Phil wants this win, man.
Oh,
what is going on?
It's crazy how this keeps happening, but that could have been so much worse. And here's Pierce just got swappy.
Dude,
this is like Detroit last year. Holy, 93 just saw his life flash before his eyes. Who's 93?
Lord.
Robin. Oh, yeah, Robin.
Yeah. Dude, Jerry's pretty solid, too. He's a great rider, man. Like, that's one of the most talented kids I've ever seen ride a dirt bike that, like, hasn't had a win yet. So let me ask you this, Jackson. You're pretty close to the sport. You've seen some of the best guys do it up close at the dog pound. If you could pick any factory team to ride for, who would it be?
Oh, that is a good question. I think oh man, I think Gas.
Oh, why is that? Huh?
They just seem like they're kind of the redheaded stepchild under their own company umbrella, as far as just like, you know, like it's just like, yeah, it's just like the Gas team. Like it's less pressure than like KTM or even Husky. And but it's still factory.
Yeah.
And yeah, and like the bikes, I think they have the best. Voland. Down. Sorry, I think your stream is a little bit behind mine.
Yeah, I'm like a second behind you. Yeah,
sorry, I gotta stop spoiling it for you.
No. It's all, honestly, I think we're off from the live stream too for people. Like, it depends on where you are in the world.
Yeah, I love the Troy Lee Designs gas look. Like they always have like, I think they've like consistently have like the best looking like factory setup. And huge Barsha fan. And yeah, I think that's what I'd go with. I like I'm honestly, I'm looking at a gas being my next bike just because I'm a big fan of that team.
Oh, okay. I dig that.
I don't really have a good reason. I think that's what I'd go with. I think you can't go wrong.
Just look sick.
Yeah, they just look sick.
Honestly,
what about you?
Dude, honestly, like I'm a person that like I love challenges. I like being around people who are like better than myself at something, and then it just pushes me and it makes me freaking grind to be the best with them. So for that reason, I'd probably pick Star. Not even for the bikes, but the bikes are fast. But they have the best riders who you know are going to beat the crap out of you day in and day out until you're the best. And I love that challenge. I'm super competitive. If I was just going to say like just a team to like join and kind of just to join it, I'd say PC, because I mean, dude, it's iconic, right? I mean, it's
bro.
PC.
You got a death wish?
I'm just saying, if I can, again, I'm saying having fun, not pushing myself, right? Okay. No, but I do. Trust me, I'd be going like first gear 2 miles an hour in that bike.
Okay, yeah.
David loves David more than anything else.
You'd still have like a Looney Tunes piano drop out of the sky,
an anvil or something.
Dude, the greatest joke I ever told on the podcast, and I think it would have won the hearts over, but Cam cut it out of there. But we were
Oh,
talking
Cam's
about
sabotaging you. Come on,
he
dude.
did, yeah. But we were talking about like the PC race team, like what do you think? And I was like, I don't know. I think by the end of the year, once again, you know, Mitch might be running a wheelchair back. And they cut it.
Jeez, dude.
And you know what? If you left it in there, I mean, time keeps going on, and I've just proved more and more right every day. But you know, Godspeed to those guys, and
yeah,
heal
dude.
up.
Oh man, it is a bummer, especially because you know those guys were training their tails off, man.
Yeah,
you just seeing like a bunch of Hondas and Yamahas out front every weekend. They're probably working their butts off. Come on, Phil. Come on, buddy.
Nah.
Got him. Got him. Maybe Phil will get angry and do something crazy.
What do you think of the star lineup West Coast right now?
So I think it's solid. Honestly, I did not think that Robertson would do this good. To be honest with you, like I know he's been a solid dude, but he's been a completely different color for a number of years. So I didn't think he'd get used to it so far, but I think he's doing really good. Kitchen, little underwhelmed by him. Especially after the last couple of seasons where you saw that flash of brilliance. I thought for sure he'd be like top threes, top twos, maybe even the first person to kind of dethrone Jet if he got a good go at it.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Especially A1, like he was out of the gate.
Yeah,
like
just
with
blasting.
him.
Exactly. And like he came onto the scene and was competitive almost right away. So a little underwhelmed by him. I'll tell you who on a blue bike is impressing me is Lopes. He's been super
dude.
Last couple of rounds. Tonight, I don't know. He's not as astounding. But man, he's making that bike work for him, dude. That club setup it's really Lopes.
Yeah. I really loved watching him last year, and like it's so nice to see a guy making improvements and then just put it all together. Oh,
where's Jet at right now? What is he, 7th? Oh,
yeah.
And that just cost him so much momentum, dude. Come on, Jet.
Oh, and that was the final lap too.
So where are we for points right now? Hampshire's out,
dude. It's all over the place. It's all over the place.
Team.
Yeah.
I picked him for my team this weekend too, man. Like a big dummy. Come on, Dave.
There you go. Man, he's right back. It's hard too, because like, you know, like someone like Kitchen, it's like, yeah, Jet's just that guy that throws off the grade curve, you know, because it's like all of these guys that you think it's like, yeah, I'm a little underwhelmed by him this year. And you could say that about a lot of riders, but it's like, man, when you're going up against someone who falls in the first corner of a Triple Crown and gets back to 6th, like it's like, geez, what are you supposed to do?
Yeah, I don't know for sure. Oh, he's probably one.
What do you ride? What do you ride for bikes?
So I've got a KX 450, 2019. I like it. It's good for me. I'm not as fast as I used to be way back when. I actually ride with Jason O'Connell when I'm actually at the track. He rides like every freaking day, but it's a good time, man. I was actually looking to get a 250 when I was still living in Wisconsin because the tracks are tighter up there.
Oh, okay.
The minute I rode down here, completely fell in love with the bike again. So, but like you, I was kind of looking for a gas 350. Like on it, but I mean, we'll see.
I want so right now I have a YZ 250F,
nice. What year?
2016.
Ooh, okay.
2016. So it's still a kick. It's actually the first four-stroke I've ever owned.
They're still solid motors, man.
Oh yeah, dude. Like the Martin brothers won like 4 championships on that era bike. It's fantastic. Mm-hmm. And but yeah, I really want to. I've gotten my wife into riding there the last few years there.
Oh, nice. What's she riding?
Well, she started on like a TTR 230, putting around on that, and then we got it's a Yamaha XT 250, so like that little dual purpose.
Yeah.
And she likes that because it has the low seat height in that.
Yep.
But she started not bagging it out at all, but it's pretty twitchy on the track and that. Mm-hmm. So I started just bringing my little brother's YZ 125X.
Nice.
And she loves that. So this year this year I want to get I'm thinking about getting a gas 125, but for her, for
You know what's so funny is I try to get my girl a bike every single year, and I bought her a KLX 125 a couple years ago. Then I got her this other little like Chinese pit bike because I was doing this pit bike racing thing with a bunch of buddies. And every single bike I get, I'm like, oh, this would be the perfect bike for her. And dude, she maybe rides it once a month. The rest of the time, it's just me just ripping those things apart.
Oh yeah.
And shout out to Jason again. He's let her ride his KLX 140. And dude, she went on the track a couple of times with Jason's wife, Alex, who's a great rider. And she's kind of like getting the hang of it. She's more into mountain bikes now, but she's slowly starting to get the feel for like, the clutch and where to stand up and where to turn and stuff like that. So yeah, it's been cool. But dude, honestly, she's like the first person I've dated that like has been into the sport so much. And dude, it almost makes it like more fun for you. Like, not only are you out there, you got a supporter there, but like you probably feel the same way. It's like, dude, I can enjoy this thing with the person I enjoy spending the most time.
Oh yeah, you know, like the work, like it's more work because it's another, when I get the gear ready and I load the bikes and everything, but like, it's worth it every time. Like it's the best.
Oh, for sure, dude. It's been freaking awesome. So I'm gonna get her out to the track more. But yeah, Jason's saying, he goes, need to get you out. Time to get the button. Riding with the wife was amazing. Phil is the oldest guy in the track, and Jason texted me so much to get me to go ride, and I appreciate all the effort he puts in to try to get me on the track. But dude, some days I'm so busy, like I forget to eat, which is saying a lot for me.
I do. So yeah, it's tough. Like I do stucco for a living there. And so it's like, because I live in Canada, like our work season is like mid-March to maybe November. So that's my riding season as well. So like most of my ride evenings and days are after like a 10-hour day at work. So it's a lot. So to mentally start prepping at like 2:00 in the afternoon, like, all right, I got to ride tonight. Let's start like conserving a little bit of energy.
It's a lot. It's a lot, man. It's definitely a lot. Luckily, we've got some tracks out here that are kind of close to work, especially now where I live a little bit farther north now. I think I can kind of throw the bike in the back of the truck and, go ride after work, hopefully, if I'm not, exhausting myself too bad and getting that whole like office chair back. But we'll figure it out. We'll get it. Yeah. There's your boy Sexton, dude, in that killer gear, man.
Dude, yeah.
Like fiery, dude.
So we are like, we're one main event away from the Futures main. We're about to see Hayden Deegan's premier under the lights race.
You beat me to the punch, dude. That's exactly what I want to go over. So number one, a few things. Stoked that Hayden Deegan's riding. We've all become fans of him over the last 5, 6, 7 years.
Yeah, he got me back into riding. Like I hadn't rid since I got married, so like it was like a good 9 years. And then I had a little kid. Like we've got 2 kids now there, but like my daughter was like 4 or 5. And just Deegan stuff started getting in my algorithm on YouTube, and I started watching. I was just like, man, my view of it wasn't like, I wasn't watching Hayden and being like, I want to ride. It was watching Brian and his family and being like, dude, I want to share this with my kids because it meant so much to me. And so it's like, that's what got me back into it. And it's like, I wonder how many people have the same story because of that family and their YouTube.
I'm sure it's a lot, dude, and they make it look super fun. The one thing that I really commend them for is you can tell that like Deegan's not pushing Hayden, but yeah, he's not pushing his kid to like, you gotta go faster. I mean, they're to support and tell him like, hey, I pick it up here, or here's where you're losing time, but it's not like that forceful, I'm trying to live through my kid kind of deal,
it's not so many of the young phenoms that across all sports you get a Tiger Woods' dad, Michael Jordan's dad, you get Michael Jackson's dad, and luckily we're not seeing that.
It's super cool, and it helps you like really buy into the progression and the life of these guys, so it's cool. Oh, look at that. JA.
Dude, yeah, Anderson got to start. Let's see.
You know what's wild about Jason is the places that this guy gets traction, it's absolutely insane.
Yeah.
Like that whole section on the gas, like anyone else would have slid out.
Dude, last year, I wish it was like brought more attention to, and like AJ brought it up a few times in like kind of race recaps and that, but like he had some like near misses that if he didn't have his bike skill, he'd be breathing out of a tube right now. Like there was 3 times last year that I can remember where he got like pushed off the track and would like jump over a big like steel banner to like stay on 2 wheels and then hop back onto the track. Like the stuff that he was doing like on the fly was just unbelievable.
Yeah.
So it's cool to see him get it. Oh, they just showed a replay of the start there. Webb came over on Tomac pretty aggressive.
Let's see. Oh, jeez. Even he got some like front end jog. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that scared the crap out of me. But yeah, I mean, going back to Deegan, yeah, so super cool to see him kind of make his entry. One thing that I'm pretty amazed about is how comfortable he looks in that Yamaha. Like, yeah, he's a younger dude. I know they've got a lot of resources to get the bike working underneath him really well. But man, did he get that position and run with it? So hats off to him. He's looking faster and faster every time we see one of his vlogs come out. Lastly, it's weird to me that these guys are allowed to do 3-4 outdoor races and still be considered amateur for the next following season.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't understand that side because I didn't grow up in it. Like I didn't race as a kid in that. Like I just rode in a field, you know?
Yeah.
So like my first time in riding on a track, like the year I won the giveaway and got to go ride with AJ, that was my first year riding track.
Gotcha.
And everything I've learned has been like through his YouTube and just like in the last few years. But oh man, they're just showing Chase wash the front there.
Oh, did he? Okay, I'm just seeing it now. He's behind AP. Ooh. Oh, lucky that tough block was there.
Yeah, no kidding.
Saved some skin in his elbow. There you go. But yeah, it's weird, man. I don't get how.
Yeah, so the amateur system in the States of like how things are run, I don't understand it at all. It's crazy.
Yeah, it baffles me, but I'm stoked to see him racing. So I know a lot of other people are. Shout out to freaking Kenny, dude. This dude is like,
I
making that Suzuki work for him.
I have him in both my fantasies tonight because I felt like the sprints will suit him on that bike, and he's been getting good starts consistently. And so like, yeah, let's go Kenny.
Yeah, he looks really good out there, man. And it's really cool to see a pro rider on a bike that a lot of people have been talking crap about for years. And look at him, dude. He's out there and like battling with like one of the best, most modern bikes out there, a KTM 450. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like that's pretty freaking rad.
So funny. Like I because it's kind of funny because my wife kind of made fun of me because of how I am. So I play hockey, big hockey guy. And it's always kind of like a thing that it's like the guy with the flashy gear. Oh, sorry.
Oh, what happened? Let's see.
Same corner as McAdoo.
Oh,
AP.
Come on, AP.
Almost exactly the same accent.
Sheesh. Webb's
been behind Tomac for a while.
Sheesh.
Just been kind of towing each other. Dude, shout out Ferrandis. Like,
no one talks about him enough, man.
Like, as far as just most improved this year, like he looks like he's back to his not quite as 250 ways.
Yeah.
But like, man, that new bike must be like on a good level with him.
Oh, I think so.
But yeah, like as far as so that's always a thing that always like I talk about and I laugh about in other sports. It's like when people are like, oh, my stick or my skates, it's like, dude, that's not what's holding you back. And it's funny to just have like a whole, 7 gigaflop hard drive of internet boards being like, the Suzuki sucks, man. And it's like, dude, you can't touch your toes. Like, what are you talking about?
Thank you.
Like,
anybody
that's is not.
Yeah, it's not. Trust me. Any one of us could be on any bike. I don't care if it's like Tomac's bike, Sexton's bike, all beefed up. These guys could be on a freaking TTR 125 and blow us away. Trust me. It ain't the Suzuki's gonna make you faster.
That was one of the things, like going back to like, what's it like working with AJ now? It's like, dude, the year I hung out with him, that was his last year with like SGB.
Yep.
In the 450s, and it was like, didn't really make any mains. And then I saw him ride, and that was like my first time like on track, like seeing a pro, and I was just like, holy, like, how are you not the fastest man in the world?
Exactly.
And
exactly.
And
it puts
then
it
you
into
watch him on the
perspective.
broadcast, and it's like he's standing still. You're like, why aren't you going? And it's like, it's crazy.
It puts it into perspective big time. I mean, any one of these local privateers, it's ungodly fast. Dude. We're looking at them like, how are you going warp speed? But then they go to the Supercross events, and really no one pays them any attention, because compared to the top guys, it looks like you said, they're sitting still. And it's so crazy how that perspective changes the minute you get them outside of a Supercross track, and you can see just how fast these riders are, man.
Yeah.
Andy's a perfect example of that.
Yeah, and I'm even guilty of that. Like my first Supercross experience, my first and only Supercross, I've only been to one. It was in like 2009, Anaheim 2. James Stewart won wire to wire.
That's a good race to be at.
Yeah, it was awesome. And we walked in the building like for first qualifying 450A practice. And it was just like, it was my first time ever seeing these guys in person, and they were flying, and it was amazing. And then we hung around and watched like B and C, and I was like, man, like, pubescent me is like, I'm faster than these guys. And it's just like, that perspective is just like, it's crazy until you're like on the track with them, and just like, even just seeing the obstacles in person, like up close, it's just like, no, that doesn't make like mathematics sense that bikes can jump over this.
No, yeah, it's absolutely insane to me, man. But I mean, it's super good that people can actually see, the fast and fastness talent, the racing prowess of these local pros when they're out there, man, because it's something to see. It definitely is. Man, Tomac caught up to Roxon.
Yeah. Roxon's holding his own though. Like the last few weeks, I feel like you would have had him already, but he's not letting up. Here's something I want to ask you about. Because this is always like a battle across all sports, and it always has been, and it always will be. But when it comes to personalities in the sport, like we talked about, this was 2 hours ago, but we were talking about Jason Anderson tweeting. What is it about the incessant need for people to want riders to have personality, and then the second that they show it, they want them to just shut up and drive? They just want them to just, like what's like, you're in the pits with these guys. What's your take on that? What do you see from the fans? Why is that always a thing?
Welcome to modern day thought process. I honestly, I wish I had an answer for you. I think it's, people want to see the personality of the rider as long as it bodes with their ideology, what they would do,
their preconceived notion of what they think they are.
Exactly. Their perspective, as long as you stay within the confinement that they think you should be in terms of, voicing your opinion, I think it's fine. But the minute you step outside that, people start, jaw jacking and getting Twitter fingers. So 100% agree with you. I think it's absolutely insane.
I feel like fans have been very, Tomac's, damn, rocks, and hang in there, dude. I love it.
Is he keying him up for the whoops? Ooh, Kenny.
Oh,
you know what's cool? This is the first time I'm actually seeing Kenny like,
dude, yeah. The triple.
Oh, that's close. Oh, jumping into the sand. This is the first time I'm seeing Kenny actually battle back with these guys.
Like bare some teeth,
a little, exactly. Is he better on the Suzuki than the Honda? Minus, obviously, there's no, he doesn't have any wins yet. But like, do you think he's a better rider on the Suzuki than he is a Honda?
I don't know. there's so much, I feel like,
because we wouldn't have seen this last year.
So much of Roxon's program is just like the mentality of it. And I think just like, going on a quote unquote written off inferior bike puts that chip on his shoulder that it's just like, no, like, especially, I don't know. Who knows?
I honestly don't think we would have seen this type of Kenny last year.
No,
like the way he was letting,
especially not last year. Last year, it did not seem like he had any confidence in the bike.
For sure. And like this over the past couple of years, just letting Webb kind of like push him around.
Oh, yeah.
This is the first time I'm seeing Tomac like, nope, dude, you ain't freaking messing with me. I'm getting you right back. I'm pushing you wide.
Sorry.
Don't tell me. Don't tell me.
I gotta pause my feed. Oh man.
No,
dude, I want a supercut of this live stream of like me reacting and not saying anything and just watching your feed.
Kenny, why Kenny?
Hey, he's still in it for the overall. So
Kenny, what if he gets him back, dude?
He's still right on him. Like, there's
getting Tomac back on a Suzuki, like,
jeez.
Why are so many riders going to Suzuki now? Not only in the 450s, but like
I know, and everyone
250s also.
Yeah.
And I'd argue that the 250 is probably one of the slowest bikes on the line, the RMZ for the pros, obviously for me and you, and wouldn't matter.
And it's funny, like, to see people like proudly show them off, like, look at me. Exactly. I'm a Suzuki guy.
So why is that?
You know what it's like? You know what it's like? It's like being a fan of Paramore before or after Twilight.
There you go. Which Twilight is a whole different. We'll talk about that offline. It's a whole story.
I've never seen one, but I just know that like there was a lot of fake Paramore fans in high school after that movie came out, and I was like, "You guys get out of here."
Jackson, I love you, dude. This conversation is making my heart warm. You guys will definitely see Jackson back on this thing regularly. Open invite, dude. This is good. But yeah, I mean, like, this is crazy to me. This is the first time where I've seen Suzuki get so much like publicity since
and they haven't done a thing. It's the same bike.
No bike changes.
It's the same price.
Exactly.
Same rollout.
Yes.
It's everything. It's the same. Not even submitting their bikes to like the ride reviews or like the bike of the year contests and shootouts and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like they haven't done a thing. Just Kenny signing there, and people are like, I don't know if you've heard of this cool underground brand. It's called Suzuki.
This underground, this new age, they're kind of the hip new guys in town. But it's wild to me that like there's so many 250 guys that are opting to go to Suzuki. When obviously the Yamaha is the way to go for 250 bikes. But I'm wondering if, like, I know Triumph, and again, this is Dave putting on his product development hat. Triumph's coming on board next year, and a lot of the early discussion and talks were they're partnering in development with Suzuki. And what I'm wondering is if everyone's trying to hop on the Suzuki boat now, so it can be an easier transition for when Triumph comes around, you know what I mean? So I'm kind of wondering.
Did you see it yet?
I didn't see anything. I see this tight little battle going on with Webb and Roxon.
Oh, Webb is mad.
Oh.
Webb is mad. Kenny tried to reach out after the finish line, and Webb just pulled a tear off.
Oh, what a piece of shit. Come on, dude. Dude.
After you have mentally and physically abused that man for years, he finally fights back, and you rip a tear off. And man,
yeah. What's Starling and JA talking about? Is that a buddy talk, or is that like
I don't know?
Get the heck out of my way next time.
I heard Starling and AC almost crossed up on the finish line earlier today.
Ooh,
and
really?
Starling replied on Twitter and said, "I don't know what the hell he was doing." So.
Jeez.
Interesting.
You know what kills me is like these riders when they get off the track and they're just like yelling at each other, but there's never any altercations. And I don't condone violence. I don't condone anyone messing with each other.
I do.
But like, dude, if pulling off the track, dude, if somebody was like, "Hey, how could you?" I'm just like, "Yeah, okay, cool. What are you gonna do about it?"
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
These are the things that like this is what I feel like separates us from them. It's like
Yeah.
the intensity that they have pulling off the track after a race. I've never experienced that in my life. Like, I've been passionate about things. I've been okay at some things. I've never felt that like so emotional over something and had such a high intensity level. So like when people get mad at like, you know, Roxon a few years ago yelling at Dino, and last year Mookie, you know, tearing a strip off of Muscan, which like if you listen to what Mookie said, it's like he was saying like we could have both been up there. Like he took me out. Like he wasn't just yelling at him, calling him names and that. He was like, we could have been up there.
We
like
both could have. Yes,
ruined that for both of us. Like
exactly.
That was the most level-headed. Like it was like a dad. It was like a reasonable. Like
I'm not angry. I'm disappointed. Exactly. I'm disappointed in you, buddy.
So when people are like, hey man, like, why are these guys are children yelling when they get off the track? It's like, dude, with your 9-to-5 job, you've never, like, people will flip out in traffic.
Yes.
You know, like over nothing. It's like, you don't think if someone cross jumped you, you'd want to rip their head off?
100%. 100%. But yeah, no, I definitely agree. The one thing I will say, dude, like, no, they never throw hands. There's never any action. They always just yell at each other. If I was pro and somebody came up to me and was like, "How good you?" I'd be like, "Yeah, okay, cool, yeah, fine." What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Throw hands?
Yeah,
you know, we're 150 pounds. So
you're not gonna throw hands at these 34 FXR pants.
Yeah, exactly. Even when I race now, dude, like there's some people that might run me up high, or I'll run them high, or whatever. And they come up, and that was unfair. Like, all right, cool, yeah. What are we gonna do about this? And they're like, ride off. I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. Like, you know what I mean? Like, no, really down to like throw hands. And again, I don't condone this stuff, but like, yeah, okay, this would be fun. Let's go. You know?
Okay, so let's talk about hockey now, because we haven't talked about it in a while.
Oh, let's go.
But hockey is the best sport as far as self-policing because of fighting. Yeah. Like, I don't know how exposed you are to the sport, but a lot of like
I got a lot of Canadian friends, so more so than you think.
Awesome. Okay, so fantastic. But like a lot of people, like AJ doesn't know a thing, and I'll send highlights into the chat, and he'll be like, "So they'll just fight?" And I'm like, "Yes." It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's such a great, because here's what happens in other sports. In other sports, there's no fighting. You know, basketball player, I don't like watching a basketball player throw hands is hilarious, because it's like their arm is buffering. Like by the time their wrist gets up there, it's like, dude, like that's been coming for 10 minutes. I can see it. Football players, they don't fight. They'll like hit each other in the helmet and like push and shove. It's a lot of just like presenting. It's like a bunch of peacocks doing amazing.
Yeah. Just puffing your chest
down
like, a little bit.
Hockey players, all right, you hit our star player. All right, you hit him. He's down. He was defenseless. You ran him over. Okay, you're going to serve the penalty right now on the ice of I'm going to punch you in the face a couple times. And then you know what? We're good. The next time someone's out there, I'm not headhunting. I'm not going to run you down. I'm not going to wait till you have your head down. I'm not trying to injure you. It's, hey, listen, okay, you stepped out of line, something, like a goalie. Like if you hit the goalie, if you run into the goalie, you're going to catch these hands. Yeah. And if you accept that, and after you catch these hands, we're good. Yes. It's such a great thing, because it there's no injuries. There's injuries, but it's not like, hey, he did that last game and nothing happened. So let's like everybody, every time he has the puck, someone try to put an elbow through his ear.
Yeah.
So that's why I think that at least in the LCQs, there should be fighting.
Especially what was it last year? Was it like Raper and A-Ray, or was it the year before where they were fighting on the whoops or something like that? Like that to me, again, don't condone violence, but
no,
like, seeing that I was like,
but I get it.
Right. And that moment,
and you know what? The AMA had the exact same response as you, because they were like, we are penalizing you, and we're going to show it in every trailer this year for Supercross.
I know, right? Like penalize them, but then be like, all right, well, this is excellent promo,
Okay, here we go. Here it is.
Supercross features the best and brightest of the future. Obviously, a lot of these guys have been, at some select off-road, outdoor races.
I'm calling Deegan for the win. Only because
Bennick
for a lot of
is
reasons.
Going to be close too. So who do we got? Bennick.
Bad start. Or is he?
Let's see. Let's see what the boys are doing. Is that
He's
who's out front? Is that
can't
it's
tell.
not Town? Who's on the Husky?
I don't know.
Oh, we got 2 Huskies back to back.
Yeah.
Who's that? One of them's got to be Fairy, right? Do we have bad eyes? Are you like squinting too?
Yeah. Well, they don't have
Like,
it up yet.
Yeah, like who the heck?
I think the people in the broadcast booth are doing the same thing as us.
Yeah, they're like, who are they? Who are these kids? Oh, you can definitely tell who's got like some juiced up little bikes there because they're getting clean. Oh, who's that? Oh, who's that in the whoops? Sheesh. That was
29 came up short.
Oh, is that Deegan getting those?
I think so. Yeah, you saw it.
Yeah.
No, that's not even Deegan. That star up front, that's not Deegan. Deegan's right behind the guy who came up short.
So we got Bennick, we got 29.
Oh, Bomer's pulling off. Damn.
Oof. Oh, come on. Hold up, Deegan. Oh, that's Casey Cochran and
okay,
Hawkins.
Cool.
I thought Hawkins moved up to the pro ranks already. Did he not? I think he's full-time pro. And Casey Cochran, he just got on the 4 strokes.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Cool. Good for him.
That's a good sign right there. He's tiny though, man. That's the only thing. Oh, messed up in the whoops. Yeah, he's tiny. I'd say if you put an extra 15 pounds in that kid, stretch him out a little bit, get him a little taller, absolutely lethal. Absolutely lethal.
Yeah, you can tell. You can tell the inexperience because I've never seen people look behind them so much.
He just did it going across, before the finish.
They're checking behind them a lot. It's pretty funny.
And they're sliding out everywhere, dude. They're getting excited.
Deegan's down.
Oh no, what happened?
Deegan's down. It's that little dragon back.
Oh, get Bannock, man. Sheesh.
Oh yeah, just got hooked up a little bit with that. How do you say it? Bose plug?
Yeah, dude, I can never Bausflug, I think. I screwed big time. Yeah, if you guys know,
I think my wife bought one of him at IKEA. I think that's a hutch.
Oh man, that's funny. Hey, shout out to Tony Cutler in the chat. What's going on, Tony? Tony's been a long time supporter of the program. Jason's saying he misses Weston Pike throwing hands.
Yeah.
I think we all do, man. Jason's also saying 29 is going to be a solid contender, and he was, man, but too bad he's
yeah, I wonder what happened because he was running up there and he came up short. He slammed on that jump and then pulled off shortly after. Maybe he's just gonna go back and try to find his pancreas or something.
Pick up his teeth.
It's cool seeing Deegan still moving forward though. Like it's
definitely. And shout out to Hawkins, man. Like a lot of these guys are coming in under the radar.
Yeah,
because you got guys like Ryder D, Bennick, Deegan, stuff like that, and the guys that are under the radar, man, that are showing up. That's pretty solid. Yeah. Really, I mean, think about it. Nothing to lose, right?
And like, dude, like how great is that for the sport in general to just for not the names to win?
Yeah, oh no, most definitely. Man, they're greasing these triples clean.
Man, that's so crazy.
Ooh. Oh my gosh. Jackson, I don't know if you could pay us enough to be able to do some of these top combos.
Dude,
you gotta break out the wallet, hey.
Yeah, even like forget the ruts up the face of the jumps, like the ruts in the corners, dude. Like I don't even know how.
Dude. And it's like nothing to them too, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And not just ride them, to race them.
To like seat bounce out of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Shout out to Zyclown B. Honklerwitz, Tomac versus Antonez. Oh, that's a tough one, man. Buddy Antonez, love him to death. Arena cross god, but I don't know if he's touching Tomac, brother. I don't know, man. Tomac's a different beast. Let's see. And that's Bennick. Geez, those star bikes are fast. Goodness gracious. Oh, he got around Hawkins. Good for him, man.
Yeah.
Wonder if
Good for Bennick. That's awesome.
And shout out to Gage Linville is in here too, man. On the Honda. He used to be on the Yami for a while. That guy is fast. Gage Linville is an MTF just powerhouse, man. Yeah, the guy is super fast.
Have you ridden the new Honda that's all the rage?
I think I spun like one slow lap on it. I didn't get a chance to open it up, but I did ride one of the newer Yamahas, and man, that one was super fun. Oh, yeah. Absolutely fun. Yeah, it's
the 450, like the 23,
the 250, the 20. Oh, okay, 22, I believe. And that one was, man, I mean, I know it was minimally changed, but you could literally pull that thing in third gear and bog it down. Yeah, it's still going to tractor you through stuff.
Yeah, I genuinely like. It's hard because like it's funny, the people that I talk to about racing now, like they're in racing and they're a lot of them are, it's a little horse jockey-ish, but like they're pretty small guys. Yeah. But I didn't love the setup of the Honda that everybody loves. Just it's very skinny and small, and like I'm not a big guy. I felt huge on it.
Yeah, you're riding like a little tiny tricycle.
Yeah, that's what it felt like.
Gotcha. We got to remember, a lot of the guys in the sport are tiny, man. There's very few guys are like over 150 pounds, and you know what I mean? So, Bennick having a hard time in that rut right there. But, dude, good for him. I mean, a lot of people are going to
no kidding.
Hearing Bennick's name for the first time because of this broadcast. I mean, he's going to put a lot of people on notice when he goes full-time pro.
Yeah, that's cool. It's got to be like, I'm sure they all get along and it's all great at Star, but like, man, when one person has camera crews following them 24/7, like that has to motivate you to be like, yeah, we'll see.
Definitely. Yeah, I'm silenced a lot of critics right now. That's how people feel about AJ when he's racing, like, because AJ's got like 2 full-time camera guys with him. I wonder if they start getting like a little,
of course, yeah.
I mean, like, who does this bald piece of shit think he is? Dude, his hair's looking pretty solid now, though.
Oh yeah. The last time I was there, like those few that day at the dog pound, like he was going.
Yeah, I mean he's done a lot, man. I didn't think he actually pulled the trigger and get the full blown plugs.
Yeah, that too. That's what what do you think is going to be a better result by the end of Supercross East Coast? His hair or his results on paper? What's doing better?
God, right now it's the hair. We've yet to see him do anything. So
yeah,
I'll let you know. Give me a week and I'll let you know.
Okay, yeah, he's going faster, but he still is yet to do a first corner, with 20 guys. So we'll see.
Let's see what shakes up. Zyklon Sandegan fanboys are melting down.
It's funny though, like I feel like this is like the best thing for him because it's like that's the same with AC. Like the road, like the guys who have to go through the hard road, like it's like just when that happens later down the road, it doesn't shake them as much,
Oh, for sure. I always say adversity breeds opportunity and tenacity. So
yeah, like look at Jet's first year, like wadding himself up in the whoops, and now he hasn't lost a thing since.
Exactly. No, I 100% think adversity is really like a blessing. It can be tough when you're in it, man, but if you use it to your advantage, it can really put you forward. Now, Jackson, normally we kind of let the last mains kind of end their broadcast before those, so that people can kind of watch them without hearing us jabber off in the background.
It's a good idea.
So what I want to do is number one, just to give you a huge thank you for hopping in and being our guest this week. I'd love to have you on for more stuff and make you a regular guest. So we'll definitely talk about that.
Dude, 100%. And I actually talked about this with the team, but this you already have it going and set up. But I wanted to have this as a thing that we could bring maybe like 1 or 2 Moto Academy members on
Let's go, dude.
To watch a main every now and then.
Yeah,
to
100%
with us, because we'll run some kind of contest inside the Moto Academy, or maybe day of Supercross if we find out who's going to be watching and who's, I don't have a ton of people around me that are into the sport, so I usually end up watching by myself. Yeah. So we might make throw it up in the Moto Academy. Hey, if you want to watch the race with Dave Drake's collective experience and a few other people, jump in for a main event. That'd be fun.
Let's go, dude. Yeah. And I also want to bring something regularly during the week. It's like maybe even like a 5-minute, 10-minute race recap inside the academy with yourself, like we talked about for the last couple of months now. So but dude, let's
fire and ice, just hot and cold take.
Let's go. Let's go, dude. I'm ready. And you guys can be a part of the action up close and personal by going to thecollectivexp.com and joining our 2023 TCE Moto Internship Program, where we bring you behind the scenes like a true VIP professional. I mean, you're hobnobbing with the industry, big shots. You're making connections that last a lifetime. You're getting hooked up like you wouldn't believe. Plus, you're walking away with more swag than you can carry, and I guarantee it. That's my promise to you. We've got a great promo going right now. Send me a DM at The Collective EX on Instagram to get your personalized promo code right now to save even more money. And of course, the proceeds that we raise go directly towards the private tiers of our sport. So not only are you helping people out in fundraising, but you're also getting yourself hooked up with a career that can take you so far in the sport. We've helped dozens of interns to date land their dream jobs and gigs like training AP and AC, working with James Stewart and his videography program, helping wrench for teams like Firepower Honda and the AEO KTM team. So guys, please check out thecollectivexp.com. Sign up today to make your mark in the sport and let us help you kickstart your career in motocross and supercross. A huge shout out to our program sponsors, FXR Moto, as well as Flow Vision Goggles. The combination of those two together will keep you looking fly on the track, I absolutely promise you, as well as the Moto Academy, Moto Tape, Evans Power Coolant, and the great people at Overshare Advice and Planning. Jackson, where can people follow along with you once again if they want to see more of you, bother you, tag you, send you DMs of feet pictures? Where can they send all that good stuff to you, man?
Yeah, you can find me on Grindr when I'm out of town.
Woo, there we go.
You can always find. I like it. It's not so much for hooking up. You make good friendships, or if you need to move some furniture, it's
just
good after
just
that.
Nice bunch of guys, man. They're just good. They're just good dudes.
Just Instagram, Jackson Eckstein. I don't post a whole lot, but send me a message, or you find me in the Moto Academy. And thanks for hanging out with us, Dave. Thank you for the invite. That was super fun, and we are definitely doing this again.
Oh, 100%. Thank you guys for tuning in. We hope you guys enjoy the rest of the races. Have fun, do some good stuff. We'll see you on the next one. Also catch us at a race near you. And don't forget, check out thecollectivexp.com and the Moto Academy. Jackson, we'll do this again soon.